So this is my update video part 2. Part 1 was update on top surgery. Part 2 is update on 14 and a half months on testosterone. So I have had obviously a lot of physical changes since taking testosterone 14 and a half months ago. I started in June 2016 and I started on Testo Gel. Okay, so this is what Testo Gel looks like. It's a sachet of alcoholic based testosterone gel, 50 milligrams per 5 grams of gel. And what you do with this is you tear the top off, cover your body in it, rub it in. Okay, rub it over the top, rub it in your legs, rub it on your stomach, chest, whatever, wherever you can get it. And then you let it settle in, so you let it dry. You have to do it after a shower, obviously. You don't want to wash it off. And so I took that for about 2 months. And in the first month, that took my testosterone levels from about 1.5 to 17. And so 17 is a good level, they say. Okay, so it's between 15 or 11, I think, is the lower part, and 35 is the upper, 32 to 35 is the upper level of testosterone. That's normal for a cisgendered male. And so mine was 17. My endocrinologist at the time was pretty happy with that, but I'm not a fan of Testo Gel, to be honest. I find it's really messy. If it's winter, it sucks because you got to leave. Can't put any clothes on until it dries and it's cold. Also, it's easy to transfer it to another person. So it's on your skin. If you touch it, I've got dogs or cats and my partner, my girlfriend, and if I transfer testosterone, I can transfer testosterone easily onto them. They can get sick, or my partner can start her own changes, which obviously she doesn't want. And so yeah, I mean, it serves a massive purpose. It's really good. It also serves purpose. I've got extra Testo Gel, so if I'm ever on a drop, I just use this, and it sort of brings me back on. It's a support for me. So the changes that I experienced on Testo Gel were in the first 2 months of transitioning. So you don't get that many changes, to be honest. I got a tiny snail trail and my voice changed a little bit and went a little bit deeper, to the point where my patients were commenting on whether or not I had a cold. They thought I had a cold. They thought I sounded nasally. So it did change a little bit for them to kind of question that. And I got a little bit of a few dark hairs on my moustache. And the other thing that I find with Testo Gel that it seems to affect the most is my junk. So I tend to feel like my libido is higher, and my clitoris or phallus or whatever people are comfortable calling it is a lot more sensitive. And in fact, on Testo Gel in the first couple months, my clitoris probably made the most gains. It grew a massive amount in the first 2 months. I think it probably grew like 1.5 centimeters in length, and maybe even a few millimeters wider as well. Like, I remember just like looking at it pre-transition and then looking at it like maybe 3 weeks later and being like, fuck, holy shit, that's like much. Like, it doesn't take much to see it now, you know what I mean? So that's what I found on the Testo Gel. Definitely the libido jump was there, and I still find that. So if I use it to top up, here and there, I get that sensitivity back, and my libido does seem to go through the roof. So I was on Testo Gel for about 6 weeks, and then my endocrinologist at the time put me on Reandrone every 12 weeks. Okay, so Reandrone is, just get out of this pack, this stuff. Okay, so it's 4 mils of testosterone undecoatate, 1,000 milligrams in this little tub. And so it's in castor oil, which is pretty fucking gross, right? But it's very thick, that's what I mean. So the oil's really thick. So I have to get my doctor to inject that. So she's got to use like a 1 gauge needle and a big enough syringe, 4 mil syringe or 10 mil syringe. Okay, to suck that up. Takes her forever to get it up. and then takes it forever to inject it. And so you got to inject that into a big muscle. So she injects that into my ass, and I trust her to get it into the muscles. So it's good. It doesn't hurt. I mean, I got great doctors, so they didn't hurt me when they injected me. And however, for maybe 5 days after, like it hurt. It was like a knot in my ass, and it probably took about 5 to 7 days for it to move out of my muscle, so the muscle swelling to go down, and then it was in my bloodstream. And so the whole deal with Reandron is it's slow release. So it's the testosterone is attached to like a binder, I guess, the undecoinate, and then slowly releases from that into the bloodstream, becomes active testosterone. And so transgender people tend to metabolize Reandron a lot quicker than cisgendered people. Um, for I'm not really sure why, but I mean I'm sure there's lots of reasons, and I think it's got to do with sex hormone binding globulin, which transgender men tend to have less. And so I was on that for 2 weeks and I felt fine. As soon as I hit the 2 week mark, I crashed really hard. So I got hot flushes, I got irritable, like almost within an hour of myself waking up, I was switched. I was just hot in general, had a red face. I was really tired, low energy, and basically it took me about 5 days of feeling like that to go, fuck this, it's not working. And I started taking testo gel again, and that almost within another hour flipped me over, and that irritability was gone. Okay, but I suffered for about 2.5 months on testo gel, waiting and waiting to see another endocrinologist that could help me, because I figured the endocrinologist that prescribed me that, who wanted me to take that every 12 weeks, probably wasn't that experienced with transgender people and how they operate with that. So, yeah, so that was the problem with Reandron. However, in that 2 weeks, I did have some big leaps. So, obviously, I got very hairy on Reandron. So, that's when I started getting stomach hair. I literally woke up one morning and the inside of my thighs were covered in hair. And I was like, whoa, like that wasn't there last time I checked. So, that was pretty cool. Also, I've been on Reandron recently. While I was on holiday, I didn't want to take any testosterone with me, so I took 2,000 milligrams of Reandron within 2 weeks of itself before I went away, and that lasted me for about 8 to 10 weeks. So at about the 8 to 10 week mark, I started feeling like hot flushy again, and I started feeling a little bit low, a little bit deflated. So obviously, I picked myself back up taking the testo gel. The Reandron I also found the top of my hair here got a lot thinner, and like I might be at that stage now where I'm starting to get more of a masculine hairline. I've always had like some pretty deep peaks back here, but thinking that might be it. I've got a little bit more facial hair with the Reandron. Yeah, but what I prefer to take is primatestin. So this is primatestin vial with a syringe attached. I don't use the yellow dart. It's fucking huge and horrible and it hurts. I use the 3/4 gauge. Okay, but there's the primatestin. That's already loaded. That's 250 milligrams per mil. Okay, and that is not it's test and anthate. And so that's pretty much active as soon as it goes into your body. And because of that, most people are more likely to feel peaks and troughs rather than the Reandron keeps you pretty smooth, right? I don't experience peaks and troughs if I take primatestin every 10 days. If I take primatestin every 2 weeks, as it's recommended, I start dropping at 10. So I drop for 4 days, start feeling like shit. Take it at 14 days, and it takes me 2 days to get back up. And in those 2 days, I'm emotional, I'm irritable, I'm a mess. So what my endocrinologist and I decided to do was just to shorten it and take it every 10 days. And my levels seem to stay pretty stable. They're definitely at the upper end of normal. They're about 35. But I'm pretty happy with that, especially now I'm in a strength sport. So it kind of pays off for me. Most of the physical changes that I've experienced since taking regular testosterone shots include my period stopped. Last October was the last time I ovulated and had a period, and so I haven't had a period since then. So it's coming up to a year since I had a period, which is amazing. I didn't realize it was going to be so good. I have a lot of hair, I have a lot of belly hair. My legs are covered in hair, like wolf style. I got some hair on my back and my arm hair and hand hair. Okay, so pretty hairy. My facial hair is pretty slow. I've got some pretty decent stubble, but I mean, like, I haven't got good coverage at the moment. My face changed so much. Physically, on testosterone, my face is broadened here, and up here as well. So some of my cranial plates have widened. I get all sorts of strange crease lines that I never had before because my head has expanded, I assume. Obviously, the voice has dropped and it still keeps dropping. I find, every month or so, I adapt to a new wavelength or a new frequency, or I don't even know what the right terms are, a new tone in my voice. I've found it a lot easier there now to talk for long periods of time without getting hoarse. And so that was a problem with teaching. I would get hoarse. Pre testosterone, I had a projectile voice. So, like, I could be in Broadway or something, except that I can't sing. But I had a very strong voice and I could get to the back of the room really easily with basically no effort. But now it's dropped a lot. I've got thicker vocal cords. It's actually quite hard for me to project and keep my voice as well. Other physical changes include my body changed. My shoulders got really broad, like much broader. I have pictures of me with my shoulders, like, in line with my ears, and now they're much further out. I went up 2 shirt sizes, I went up 2 pant sizes, and my feet got wider. Other changes is my waist. So my waist is pretty much straight down. I still have some love handles, pretty decent ones, but whatever. And muscular changes. So my pecs and my shoulders and my biceps and my legs and my calves all got much larger, and my neck as well got thicker. And so I have body scans to show the change over time. I think my neck increased almost 2.5 centimeters in width, and the rest of my body has changed as well, but I don't have the exact measurements, but I will definitely have to do a video on that. Yeah, so testosterone is incredible. It's amazing. I love the stuff. I look forward to my shot every 10 days. Never miss a shot. I love it. It's great. I just see it as a real supporter to my system. I never see it as a drag. It helps me be who I am, and it helps my physiology adapt as well. So I love it. Yeah, cool. Thanks for listening. Done.